Hey, this is my review for both SpongeBob movies, but mainly the new one, SpongeBob Out of Water 3D. So, the first SpongeBob movie was done about 11 years ago. I surprisingly never got around to it. I still never ever saw it, just right up until I was about to see the second film. But I had been a fan of the show for a while, like since like fifth grade, between fifth grade to eighth grade, and I still like it in general, but just stopped watching it after a certain point because they're doing the same loop of episodes on Nickelodeon. But anyway, yeah. So I think SpongeBob is tight. He's one of my favorites cartoon characters, and I think he's hilarious, and I like his energy, and I love the whole world of Bikini Bottom. I always thought that town name was hilarious too. But yeah, it's entertaining, and it's just, I don't know, like it just keeps you kind of hooked and visually like arrested with, again, the being under the sea and like all the things they do. Even though again it's all like cartoon world, but it's fun. And yeah, so with the first movie though, that's about SpongeBob having to go to, I forget the name of the area, but he has to go to some land or area to recover this Merman King's crown because it was stolen. And meanwhile, Plankton is on a scheme to take over the Krabby Patty business from his own restaurant, the Chum Bucket, and make people come there and eat the Krabby Patties while things aren't going so hot for Mr. Krab. But but yeah, but overall, I thought the first movie, it was a nice special. Like it didn't feel like neither movie to me felt like an extended episode of SpongeBob. They each felt like a nice movie special for the theaters. But yeah, the first, I think both movies overall have really good animation. Like it's a little more of a 2.0 for the big screen rather than how it is when we see it on TV. Like they put a little more, like, well, not effort, but more vibrancy and color to it. And um, and what they do with the characters, like for some of them, it's nice for the occasion too. Sorry, I have a lot of notes, but yeah, and overall, I think the jokes can be repetitive, but yet they are able to come up with some good, clever ones as well, like dialogue wise. But yeah, with the gags though, some of them can again be a tad repetitive or stale, and they're both perfect for the see. When you first see them theatrically, they're perfect because they kind of have like tongue-in-cheek cinematic references, like of going to the movies, and the fact that this new one's in 3D, and there's a scene where 3D where characters are wearing 3D glasses, and yeah, and I love the accessories that they come up with for both movies. Like I love the Krusty Krab car for the first one, and the ketchup, what I call the ketchup launcher for the second film, and um, yeah, and the second one, I love how when there's kind of the apocalypse, how it has that Mad Max feel to it, but for Bikini Bottom. And and for the second movie, I was surprised in how long it took them until they got out of the water. But in the meantime, I was glad that we were spending time in Bikini Bottom, and rather than like what a lot of movies do with this kind of source material, they'll have one, and it's always like a fish out of water type story, like the Smurfs and Fat Albert and Alvin and Chipmunks and etc. So, yeah, yeah, and the 3D for this one was wicked. It was really good. I saw it a couple of times, and yeah, like nothing, comes out of you all the time, like every couple minutes, but it's one of those worthy, 3D experiences, I would say. And I would say in general, this SpongeBob movie, you don't have to see the show to necessarily follow the movies. And you don't even have to see the first movie to see SpongeBob Out of Water. So it works either way. Yeah, and I think even if you were to see this movie first, it would be a nice introduction if you don't know anything or don't know the world of Bikini Bottom, and then if you go back to the show. But yeah, so I think if you're a SpongeBob fan, then check out this movie and you'll definitely have a good time and see it in 3D. But if you don't know anything about it, still give it a try and see what you think of it and whether it would make you want to revert to the TV show or not.